Welcome back, everyone, to episode 5 of the Monday Morning Solution podcast. This one is going to be more of a casual episode because you can see I don't have my iPad in front of me and I'm just sitting in front of my desktop setup. And the reason behind this is recently, while I was editing my previous episode, I realized that I was using assets from Motion Array. So if you guys don't know, Motion Array is one of the licensed asset website. You get all of the attributes such as the music, footage, and everything basically you would need to edit good videos, and then you can use it based off a licensing methodology that they use, so that way YouTube cannot give you copyright strikes. But the plan that I am using currently only allows me to use Motion Array subscription for one platform, one channel, which means that I can only operate one channel on Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify. Like any other platforms, I cannot operate multiple channels on the same platform. And after realizing this, I thought it made no sense for me to keep posting podcasts in the long run and then just find out that 2 years down the line all of those videos got copyrighted because I used basically their content. And so, announcement, I am officially merging the Monday Morning Solution podcast with my YouTube channel. Now, as you guys know, I've been on YouTube for the past 1 year almost now. We have a whole 166 subscribers, which I am super proud of. I love all of you guys who subscribe and watch the vlogs, especially the last video. It got so much traction. It just went almost 200 plus views in 2 days. For me, that's a big deal because people are watching, and all the people that watch my videos are usually close audience to me, which means people who are my friends, family, and all of that stuff. So just knowing that my message and my content is reaching to the people that I genuinely care about, that means a lot more to me than just wanting YouTube to push my algorithm. Because the whole point of me starting the YouTube channel back in 2023 was to show my life that I am living here in the United States as an international student to all of my family back home in India. That was the original plan, and I'm pretty happy that it's going the way that I wanted it to go. Second thoughts. What is my future goal with the Monday Morning Solution podcast? Because I am officially 4 episodes in, and there is this recent statistics that it's not recent, but there is this official statistics which was released by Spotify, and it said that 90% of the podcasts actually quit before they post 3 episodes. So that means our podcast is now officially in the top 10%. Well, hooray! The bar cannot be lower. Now, saying this, my goal with the Monday Morning Solution podcast going forward in time is to focus more on fitness and wellness category, which means that I want to focus a lot more on holistic fitness and specifically niche it down to the student domain, meaning college students, high school students, international students, all of the student domain, specializing with international students. Because as I shared in the first video of my half marathon prep, which was growth, if you guys haven't watched that video, go to my YouTube channel, click on that video. It's titled growth. So in that video I shared how I suffered myself from depression and just an overall low energy phase of my life. And after talking to a lot of my colleagues, after talking to a lot of people that I know, it kind of occurred to me that I am probably not the only one who is going through something like this. The entire world, especially Gen Z and the youth, is going through this pandemic of depression and having a bad mental state, energy deprived, lack of ambition, vision, all of that stuff basically. And it shouldn't be that way. Like, we are young people, we have a lot of energy. Like, for example, it's what, 8:36 p.m. and I've been awake since like 4 a.m. in the morning, my bad. This is how much energy we should be having, because this is the amount of energy it requires to drive a civilization forward, like to produce something of value in the economy. It's like, this is the amount of energy the youth of any nation needs to have. And seeing that the kids nowadays kind of like are energy sucked, that's not even like a word, I shouldn't use such language in the podcast, but like I said, this is like a casual episode, so I'm going to use casual language here. They need to be more energized, more invigorated, more enthusiastic about everything that is happening around them. And the best part is that next week onwards, which means when we resume back the normal functioning, where all the new episodes of the podcast and the vlogs would come on my official YouTube channel, which is Aditya Thakur. And from next week, we are actually going to start getting guests in. So when I started the podcast, I gave myself this target that I wouldn't bring anyone in until I was like 10 episodes in. But right after shooting the first episode, I realized that talking just to the camera screen without any response from the other side was like irritating to me at times. Like, it was daunting. And I also feel like I'm a better conversationalist if there's like a human being, a live person with like a soul and a mouth and eyes in front of me. So I'm just going to make sure that I have a guest on podcast from the next episode. And who are these guests gonna be? So I want to start with students who are international like me, and they have been here in the States for 6 months, 1 year, or like a few months, at least sometime, and they have themselves faced something similar. They have faced the depression, the times of their life where they don't want to do anything. Because I remember there was a time in my life where I didn't want to get out of bed, and that was the like I'm a happy kid in general. Growing up, I was this super talkative, cheerful kid, and when you are 23 years of age and out of nowhere now you suddenly witness a situation in your life where you don't even want to get out of that bed of yours, that kind of a predicament is very hard to solve, to be honest. So I want to get in kids my age. I am a kid, by the way. I want to get people or kids my age or any age, students who have been through a similar situation, who have been through those tough times in their life, and I want to know what they did to tackle the situation, or are they still tackling the situation. And if I could help them in any way possible to go through this, it would be my pleasure. Like, it would be the highest honor for me to like help someone tackle this, because I had to work on myself for like 4 months of summer. I did consistent work. Like, I can show you my journal right now. Today I typed in my 100th entry on my journal, and it has been such a long journey to like wake up every morning, journal down my thoughts, write exactly how I feel about the topic, or just like facing your own emotions and your own feelings. That is like tough. You might think that it is so silly to talk to yourself and listen to your inner self and heal on an emotional level, but that is how you actually deal with trauma, not by watching Netflix and eating junk food. You have to connect with yourself on an emotional level, not just like physically stimulate yourself to get over the pain. So I want to bring in students who have experienced something similar of this case and just have a raw, natural conversation with them. And then we'll see where the podcast goes in the future. My main goal right now is to understand mental health issues among international students and students in general, and if possible, help them to tackle those issues. So that is with the podcast. Where are we with our goals for the half marathon? So the half marathon is on November 10th. We are currently going to start week 8 next week. And I cannot be more excited. Like, I am itching to run that half marathon, because the training has been so well and it has been so consistent. Like after the injury, touch wood, I don't want to face that ever again. After the injury, my body has responded so well, like it has healed so well. I got new pair of shoes to make sure that I am not facing any injuries because of lack of proper gear, and my body has responded so well with the whole healing process. Like, and the runs have been really good. The tempo workouts have been a little difficult for me, if I'm going to be honest, because the the paces that I need to hold for the 4 into 800 meter repeats is like a little bit tough for me, but we are getting there. And then the long runs they are the best part of the week. Like the long runs, we have currently completed a 7 mile long run, an 8 mile long run. This week was like a 6 mile long run, which was kind of like a deload-ish long run week. And then next week we have a 9 miles long run. Like that is like a new territory for me. Like that is a whole new level that we need to go. So I'm super excited. The prep is going super well. We are dialed in, the nutrition is dialed in, and I'm focused. We are working out currently every single morning. Like the first thing I do in the morning after I wake up is eat, and then I go work out. And that's like a non-negotiable for me right now. Like I want to start all of my days with like an early morning workout. It changed my life. Speaking about nutrition, I wanted to talk to you guys about the whole nutrition thing in one of the videos of the half marathon prep. Maybe going forward, I'll make a separate video on my nutrition right now. So currently I'm weighing at 150 pounds. Now, nutrition wise, I'm consuming calories in a very dominant surplus. Like my BMR right now should be somewhere around 22 to 2400 calories, to be honest. But because I am running on top of that, and on top of that I am actually also trying to gain weight, the whole thing just shot up to like 32 3300 calories, because I need to maintain at least like a 500 calorie surplus in order to gain weight. And with the morning workouts and the runs, the overall BMR just goes way high. So like my calorie intake right now is 3500 calories, to be approximately exact. It's 3500 calories every single day. The distribution of those calories is usually somewhere around 50 to 55% of carbohydrates, 25 to 30% of protein, and then remaining 20 to 25% of fat. Now, most of my fat actually comes from saturated fat sources, which is like ghee. We have some red meat, we have some eggs. So all of these are kind of like animal based fat sources, so they have a little bit of a higher amount of saturated fat, but that's fine, because since I do actually have a really active lifestyle, I don't need to worry about the whole saturated, unsaturated, polyunsaturated fat kind of a thing. As long as I'm having healthy fat every single day, it's fine. Second thing, carbs. Now, for carbs, I am consuming bananas, apples, oats, pasta. I recently also introduced peanut butter back into my diet because I wanted to just add a few more calories. So a good way to do that without like actually stuffing your face with food is to add peanut butter to it, which is fat in itself is like very calorie dense, which is like 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. And then you can add fat to your diet in order to raise the overall caloric intake so that you can meet your calorie demand. That is my diet. I usually keep it really simple. I don't want to complicate it. I just calculate the macros briefly. I'm not exactly calculating them, and I eat based on my hunger levels. I'm going to consume those 3500 calories regardless of anything, which is like non-negotiable for me. Like diet is important and I need to stick to the plan. But on top of that, if I get hungry, like anytime during the day. I'm not stopping myself from eating. I'm usually going to choose something really healthy. For example, I might go get a protein shake, or like just add some more Greek yogurt to a bowl and then put a scoop of whey protein on top of it, mix it up and then have it. So like healthy options included throughout the day if I get hungry. One other topic that I wanted to talk upon was how do I manage my expenses with the whole supplement and foods when it comes to being an international student. Obviously, we are on a budget, and just like the whole athletic lifestyle, because I'm not going to lie to you, it is expensive, because I know a lot of people here who actually survive throughout the week on a budget of like $40 with groceries. And I'm not gonna lie, I spend like more than twice that much on just food for every single week. Um, the athletic lifestyle is a little bit expensive. Now, I'm not saying that it has to be that way, but it is, to be honest, like somewhat expensive. And the way I manage my expenses is like I did not go home during the summer. So the entire 4 month period that majority of kids went home, I actually stayed here in the US and I had a full-time job. So during the summer, international students are allowed to work up to 40 hours. And what I did was I worked as an operations supervisor at the recreational center of my university, which actually allowed me to earn a lot more than I was spending on a monthly basis. So I actually ended up saving a lot of money. So I don't want to give like the exact numbers, but I have enough money in store to fund the entire process throughout May of 2025, which is when I am expecting to graduate. I actually planned the whole thing out because I knew like for the final semester of my degree, I wanted to go all out with like my fitness and personal development. So instead of spending the money on things that I did not actually need, like getting a new phone or like a laptop or like anything Apple, I actually saved up everything and I'm putting all of that money into supplements, food, diet, and just like getting like becoming a better athlete, pushing myself like physically, and whatever I need to do that, I'm spending money on that. So for example, recently I spent like, when I got injured, I actually realized that my shoes might be one of the issues which caused the injury. So I did not even think about it. I just like spent $300 to buy two shoes. One of them were like recovery shoes for me to wear throughout the day, and then the other one were like actual running shoes. And just giving an example, I'm not trying to flex here. It's like when the situation calls for it, you need to have some sort of a backup with you, especially if you're trying to be like physically active. You never know what kind of an injury might pull up, or like you might need some gear in the gym, like not the gear that you put into your bloodstream. It's basically any supplementary help that covers my expenses. So I saved up a lot over the summer and I'm using that a little by little throughout the entire duration of my final year. Now, talking about academics, what is happening there? I am currently in the master's program of information systems and operations management at the Huff Graduate School of Business. And what I have been doing for the past couple of months is that I actually came across a brand, a company in Austin, Texas. I don't want to like reveal any of the details right now. I'm working on something which is going to be a secret, but I'm actually filming everything. I'm filming the entire process and I just want to like keep it to myself for the next couple of weeks till I get through with it. And then once I'm done with it, regardless of what the result is of the process, like success or failure, I'm going to share it on YouTube so that anyone who is watching the video can actually learn from what I learned throughout the entire process. And so there are like two approaches when it comes to like being a final year grad student. It's like either you can start applying to tens of applications every single day for like entirety of the 2 semesters and hope to like get a job or like get your resume shortlisted by some company. Or what you can do, which is the path that I am following, is that you find a company or find a brand that you are truly passionate about. You resonate with their meaning, you resonate with the brand, you totally are in line with the mission of that brand. And when you find such a company, you give your 100% to approach that company and just showcase your skills to them in a way which convinces them that hiring you would be a good decision for the company. And that is actually what I am doing. I don't want to like name the company, name anything. Like as I said, I'm going to create a separate video about this. But for me personally, this was a better option. Now you might, or like someone might watching this video might be the person who is very comfortable with applying to like 1,000 companies over a period of 1 year, but I am personally not. I know my strengths and weaknesses. I want to apply only to companies with whom I like resonate on a principal level. So I want to work at a place where I can grow as an individual, as a character in my own story, and like help them just as much or like maybe twice as much to their growth and to their journey. So I will be graduating in the May of 2025, hopefully. This semester or this mod, like half of the semester hasn't been that good. I made some silly mistakes in some of the classes. I don't know how that is going to affect the whole process. Let's see. I'm definitely not worried about it. It's just a class. It's just some grades and some stupid GPA system someone created. But the main thing is to be focused on the one thing that we want, because recently I've been coming across a lot of opportunities to try out new things. It's like when you have a certain amount of resources piled up, you can easily pivot into different directions. So for example, I recently completed my NASM CPT, so I'm like an official certified personal trainer, and that too like from NASM, which is like one of the best certifying organizations on the planet. So like a lot of opportunities in that domain are also like coming up, but along with that, just to like start something for myself, that has also been like a valid opportunity for me. But currently, like I read this in the book The Alchemist. If you guys have read that book, it's so famous now, by Paulo Coelho. In that book, it said that the universe only grants one desire at a time, so you shouldn't like dilute yourself and try to do every single thing. Just focus on one goal at a time and go all in on that, and the universe will grant your desire. So I just went too philosophical over there, but that's the principle that I am trying to follow right now. So I'm all in on this one goal, and my deadline for this goal is by the end of October. So I'm going to continue this till October end, and then we'll see where we want to pivot from there. There's like a million different things that I can do, and I'm super excited just by the uncertainty of how the events might unfold in the future. Now, on top of that, there is also like a high probability that the path that I am trying to walk on might be super unsuccessful. And if it is unsuccessful, to be honest, I'm going to come back and watch this video right now, this podcast video, like a monocast podcast video, and I'm going to like look back on the entire journey, and I'm so sure that I'll be like super proud with the progress that I made in terms of personal development and developing the skills that I would need in the future to be successful. And the thing is, like, from what I learned from consuming so much knowledge over the summer, is that you have to stand out in some way, and I would hate to be part of the herd, or like mix myself into the crowd. Like, I want to stand out, and whatever I am doing is in accordance with my personal mission and my vision for myself as a human being, as an individual person, and not for my family or my friends or my sister or anyone else. It's for me, it's for my dreams, and that is what I'm trying to accomplish. So no matter what happens, if I fail, if I succeed, it is all my responsibility. And also, there is a very big chance that if nothing works out, everyone in India, you might see me again. So be ready. Yeah, and that pretty much covers my academic situation right now. I pretty much covered my training and nutrition and my plans regarding that. We covered the future of the podcast right now, which is the Monday Morning Solution podcast. Also, soon I'll be redesigning my website, so I'm currently working on that. I also post blogs on that website, but I want to convert it into more like um, a personal portfolio page where I would like share links to all of the podcast channels, all of the vlogs, the different blogs, everything onto like a single website, so that if anyone wants to like just get a glimpse of my life, they can just hop onto the website and then check everything out. Also, if you guys have not yet seen the daily mini vlogs that I've been posting on Instagram and YouTube, please go and check them out and just like them and share it with your friends. If you find whatever I'm doing to be like inspirational in any way, just do it for me. I know you guys just make that much effort. If you know me personally and I've ever contributed anything to your life, please do that. I put a lot of effort into it, just recording the whole thing every single day and then editing it to the end of the day and then posting it. So it actually takes a lot of work. So if you guys get the chance, please do it. So yeah, that summarizes everything. My goals for the future, what I've been doing right now, and the half marathon prep in itself. This is what has been going on in my life, and this is what I want to do in the future as of now. So that's what we are doing. It's currently 9 p.m. You can see just the change things have made in my life, like the principles and the protocols that I have been applying into my life, the ones that I actually shared in my previous podcast episode. And I actually apologize for that episode by in all honesty, because I recorded that episode at like 6:15 a.m. in the morning, and I did not actually realize how strong my parasympathetic drive was at that point of the day. And now if I look back on that, I actually realized that I had such a hard time with words coming out of my mouth, because my brain, to be honest, was not functioning at a capacity that it is functioning right now at like 9 p.m. at night. And it is just like things that I am learning as I grow as an individual, as a creator. It's like no more morning podcast recordings. I'm usually going to record it during the evening or at night, because I am like extremely energetic during this point. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Summarizes everything. Go please check out my Instagram, check out my YouTube, check out all the podcast episodes. Also, the podcast is on Spotify under the name The Monday Morning Solution Podcast. Unfortunately, I won't be able to upload the first 4 episodes of the podcast onto my channel because of certain technical stupid issues. I actually ended up deleting the original files of those documents from my devices. Again, thank you so much for watching. This was a casual episode 5 of the Monday Morning Solution podcast. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great week ahead and just let it rip. Don't worry about the future. Give your very best. Wake up early in the morning, work out, go get the sauna, eat clean, lift heavy, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.